Hello artists and art lovers, today's drawing is going to be a Valentine's themed drawing. Okay, hopefully this makes sense because it actually took me about a good 5 minutes to think of how I'd do this introduction. As you could see from the beginning of this video and right about now, I got a new pencil case, which really isn't new, it's actually my mother's. And yeah, I actually really like this pencil case, and it's a really good travel pencil case. In my opinion, I think this I think this pencil case is a lot better than my older one. So it also says on my script that I wanted to talk about the drawing supplies I used. I drew this drawing about a couple days ago, so I don't exactly know all the supplies I used. I could re-look at the video, but I'm a little lazy. I think I just used a kneaded eraser, a standard eraser, a red col-erase pencil from Prismacolor. I also used Prang WaterColors, the Pentel Aquash brush, which is a brush pen, and I think I also used some Steadler fineliners. I think that's all the supplies I used, but if I did forget anything, it will be linked down below, as well as the music that I used in this video. So yeah, I don't know if anybody really cares about that, but it's down there if you do. Pretty much as usual for a lot of my videos, this wasn't the first attempt. Well, this wasn't the original idea for this drawing, which for a lot of things, well, I mean, pretty much for most artists, when they make a video or when they make their final drawing or their final piece or something, usually the first doodle isn't the final piece and isn't the final one that they're going to go with. Originally, this was going to be more of instead of family love, it was going to be more of love as in romantic love, and I didn't end up going with that because to be honest, I didn't like how it looked, and every time I draw it, it didn't look as good as I wanted it to. I don't know. I mean, at one point when I did draw it, I thought it looked okay, and then when I redrew it, it just looked kind of funny, and then I tried to draw them in a different pose, and they still looked a little weird, and then so then I tried to redraw them again, and they still looked a little weird. I mean, the pose looked okay, I guess, but I felt I don't know, I didn't like how I spaced it out, and it just, I don't know. There was just something about it that I didn't like. Decided to try to make a family, and it looked a lot better, so I decided to go with that. So I decided to go with this instead because I really liked how it looked. This drawing is just a little girl and her parents, and yeah, it's just a little photo that they took maybe a couple months ago, and they stuck it in a frame. You actually have some more things to say. I thought I ran out of stuff to say, but thank goodness this video is not like the last video where I did not have enough things to say, so I had to improvise a lot. Pretty much Valentine's Day to me doesn't really mean anything at all. I mean, not to be, well, okay, I don't really know how to put this, but pretty much when Valentine's Day comes around, I'm not really excited about Valentine's Day. Not that I'm dreading it or anything. I'm just oh, it's a holiday pretty much. I don't get excited for it, and I don't dislike it. It's just pretty much a holiday to me. Except at one point I used to like Valentine's Day. I mean, not that I don't like it now, but I used to like Valentine's Day because in elementary school, probably most elementary school students, but on Valentine's Day, we would pass out candy, and basically we would get candy from our other classmates that brought candy. So I would usually bring candy, and then I'd usually also get candy from my other classmates. So yeah, I did like Valentine's Day in elementary school because it was basically like a second Halloween, pretty much. I mean, except besides all of the costumes, and it's more pink, I guess. I feel like I don't have to say that Valentine's Day isn't just for love romantically. It's also about love for your family and friends, but I feel like I shouldn't have to say that because a lot of other people say that in videos. So now you might be wondering, if I don't particularly like Valentine's Day, then why in the world am I doing a drawing dedicated to that holiday? Well, I guess I might as well tell you so your answer will be answered, I guess. Not for your answer, so that way your question can be answered. I'm going to be doing a series where pretty much on every holiday I will be doing a drawing on. Now, of course, I'm not going to be doing holidays that are in certain countries, besides 2 holidays that happen in the US that don't really happen anywhere else, which is Thanksgiving, which only also happens in, I think, Canada, but that's at a different time. And then also there's July the 4th, which makes sense why nobody else celebrates that, because that's when the US got its independence, so it wouldn't make much sense if any other country celebrated it. So yeah, but pretty much besides those 2, I will be doing international holidays like New Year's, Valentine's Day, which I'm doing right now, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, and Christmas. I know there are like a couple of holidays that happen around in December and in January, but I'm only going to be just doing Christmas because that's the holiday that I am really familiar with in that little time frame. This is like the 4th time recording this audio on this certain segment, and hopefully I can get it right without messing up a lot, because I feel like I keep messing up a whole lot and I don't feel like editing all that out, because sometimes I just really can't talk in my voiceovers and I have to edit a whole bunch, and I just don't feel like doing that right now. So hopefully this is good enough and I don't have to do a lot of editing. So basically, I wonder why in some shows and movies and on some people's drawings on Instagrams or in like YouTube videos and stuff, I wonder why they say you're drawing like a holidays piece or like a festive piece. Even though I think maybe festive might be Christmas. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it might mean Christmas, so I'm going to leave festive out. But I wonder why they say like holidays for everything. Use holidays instead of saying the exact holiday sometimes. Like, for example, like it might be like something that's obviously Christmas, but they'll say like, oh, I'm celebrating the holidays, which does not make sense to say if it's obviously Christmas. Yeah, this is pretty much just some pointless rambling. That last little, hopefully that Christmas stuff made sense. Every time I re-recorded it, I felt like it made less and less sense, but hopefully it did make sense and you did understand it. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I want to talk about something new that I want to do on my channel, which really isn't a new idea, but it sort of is. But it was definitely inspired by some YouTubers. But pretty much, Lavender Town, one of her most recent videos, she made a video where she was like drawings based off of her BitLife character, which if you want to find out more about BitLife, you can just search it up on YouTube, because I don't want to try to explain it, because I feel like the more I talk, the less sense I make, so I might as well just spit this out before I start like not making any sense and start stumbling and all over my words. And also, she does also make videos where she did make some videos where she draws stuff based off of a creepy pasta. So I kind of want to do something similar to that, where instead of like drawing things based off of other stuff like BitLife and creepy pastas, instead I might try to every month write a little short story, and then while I'm reading it in the video, I'll also illustrate something. The reason why I'm doing this is because I am planning on hopefully sometime in the future, I am planning on becoming a showrunner and being the director of my own show. So yeah, that's pretty much why I'm doing that, so that way I can improve on my writing skills. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Casey Golden, she also did this idea I guess this idea isn't really that original, so yeah, so never mind. I guess it isn't original, but I decided I want to do this too. So I finally got through this video, and what I've learned, or what I've realized from the end of this video, is that I really can't stand doing voiceovers or talking in my video. That's honestly the worst part, because I keep messing up my words and I keep repeating the same things over again. So yeah, and I also don't make sense for half of it. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.